Hi, I'm Chris Rogers from Rockin' Waves 11294, and you're watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFXTV. I'm the WrestleGamer, Billy Boudreaux, and boy oh boy, we got a lot to talk about on the Survivor Series review, guys. And I know that you guys out there also had a lot to talk about on the Facebook page as well. We're going to get to that when time comes. But anyway, let's go ahead and introduce the panel for the Survivor Series review. First off, he is the hardcore host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, the hardcore one himself, Rick Head. Rick, how you doing?
Well, you know, Billy, I'm doing good. I just took my nice good hit, fuck it all, and I'm flying high.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the hosts of Sports Entertainment Tonight that can be seen locally on a Canadian Open channel and on YouTube at youtube.com/AOC Lafayette. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Fouquier. Nick, how you doing?
Hey guys, how's it going? Ready to talk some wrestling. What all we got going on today? It's Survivor Series review, and we're also building up for a little Gulf South Extreme, huh?
Yep, Mid-South Extreme presents 100% Chance of Paints, November 29th. Be sure you guys check that out, as well as our resident music mogul from youtube.com/LanceMossTV. He is the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how you doing?
Yeah, living on the web, all right.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the man from South Park, simply known as Cartman, is here. Cartman, what's up?
Not much.
Well, anyway, guys and gals, let's quickly go through the kickoff show. You know, the reinventing of Fandango and his gimmick with Rosa Mendez. First off, I'm going to say a nice choice and a dance partner in Rosa Mendez. You know, because not only is she hot, we know she can dance. You know, we've already seen that many a time when she was with Primo Epico. I mean, Los Matadores. If you got, I wonder how many shockers.
Not in the ring, Billy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because it's not awful watching her try to wrestle.
Oh yeah, definitely. But she is great eye. But she's great eye candy. Let's just say that.
She's a brunette, at least. I wasn't crazy about her as a blonde.
Now, however, his entrance music, I don't know. I'm not too keen on it. You know, one of the things that really set Fandango apart with the WWE Universe and wrestling fans was the ability to dance along with the music, you know, the fandangoing. You know, that really went over on the crowd. And that new entrance music, you know, I can understand, you know, he's got Rosa Mendez as a partner. You know, he's trying to, like, reinvent himself as a dancer, I guess Spanish-style type of dancer, I would think, you know, and it kind of makes sense for that gimmick. I think it'd only be it would take some time for I guess for people to grow accustomed to it, because they're really so accustomed to the fandangoing. That's really the only thing I can say about that. Other than that, we had Jack Swagger and Cesaro. You know, just quickly, it was just Swagger locking on the Patriot lock to get the win on that one. So now we've got the kickoff out of the way. Now, the opening segment with Vince McMahon calling out the Authority and then John Cena to further explain the stipulations. Rick, I don't know if we really needed that or not. You know, maybe they could have saved that for the following night on Monday Night Raw or something like that.
No, I think the idea was that they kind of wanted to make, you know, sure that the Authority was in fact not going to have any more jobs. I mean, because they pretty much was thinking, hey, look, they were going to be in power, so they had to burn more time. Because if you really looked at the card, this card was kind of weak, even from the start off. So I think they had to do this. So it was necessary to burn that extra time for me. Real quick on the go back to the Fandango. I don't think the Fandango's gimmick really needed to freshen up. I think his wrestling needed to freshen up. I did like the match itself. The match itself was really great. I liked what Fandango had to do in the ring. But the gimmick change wasn't necessary for me.
I think it wasn't necessary for a lot of people, but apparently WWE Creative thought it was necessary. I don't know why they would. Up first, we had the Fatal 4-Way World Tag Team Championship match. A lot of people are, you know, getting on my case. It's WWE. Well, either way, it's the Tag Team Championship. You know, regardless if it's WWE or World, it's Tag Team Championship. Golden Stardust defending against the Usos, Miz, Damien, Mizdow, and Los Matadores. Man, oh man, Nick, wherever we see Damien Mizdow, the guy just gets more and more popular, and the chants just keep going, Nick, for we want Mizdow, we want Mizdow.
Surely. Well, and I mean, and you can see how over Damien Mizdow is right now, and I think WWE is playing off of the fact how everybody hates Miz and everybody loves Mizdow right now. But just real quick, to get back to that opening segment, I think that really with Vince McMahon and the Authority, they are kind of giving a little foresight of what is to come during WrestleMania season. I almost sensed out of that opening segment that John Cena, we're going to get a John Cena turn at some point. Because why is it that Cena's team always gets jumped but no Cena getting jumped? Why is it that Cena's team could possibly get fired but no John Cena getting fired? Why is it that John Cena is the only one that could put back the Authority in power? I think it will come to that. Maybe he can't beat Lesnar and needs some help. But, you know, I do see John Cena eventually bringing back the Authority. Maybe the new general manager will be so bad. As we saw, we're going to have the new anonymous general manager. So maybe things get so bad that Cena wants to bring back the Authority. I think that was the main purpose of that segment. And they kind of mentioned it again on the opening segment of Raw last night. But getting to the tag team title match, I thought it was a great match. I thought it had a lot of good energy. And I'm looking forward to see what the Miz's can do on their run.
Yep, guys and gals. The Miz and Damien Mizdow do pick up the victory. They become the tag team champions, or as Miz would have everyone think, I am the tag team champions. It sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? But anyway, we'll leave that at that. Up next, something I probably could have done without, the Total Divas Survivor Series Elimination Tag Team match. I mean, really, I'm attempting to locate our resident Divas correspondent, and yet for somehow he's conveniently absent from the review, and that is James from the Big Easy.
Can you blame him?
Well,
Really?
yeah, but anyway, James, if you're listening to this, I hate you. You bastard. You need to be on here so that way we don't have to deal with it. But we have to deal with it anyway, regardless. It's Paige, Cameron, Summer. Go ahead.
Just to kind of comment on the match a little bit. I mean, I thought that a lot of the divas really looked well. You know, other than Cameron and Summer Rae, those two for me just stood out how awful they really are. You know, their gimmicks are really not getting over. They're not great in the ring. You know, I mean, I think Paige has a lot of potential. Layla, you know, she does what she does. She's okay. Natalya, Naomi, Emma, and even Alicia Fox. All of them, you know, kind of held their own in the ring. But other than that, for me, it was just Cameron and Summer Rae that were just god-awful and made this match very tough to watch.
I partially have to agree with you. All of them, the only other person who I have to say, Emma was just hiding behind everyone else because Emma, I'm sorry, Emma is not really, that little march that she does, that little music that she comes out to, she needs to rehash her gimmick, really. Yeah, that is not working for me at all.
That's an NXT thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But this thing, my only issue is the fact that, you know, I've said it for a long time. The NXT divas have a lot more talent right now than quite a bit of the main roster divas. You know, and if they could have included some of the NXT divas in on this matchup instead of just it being just completely total divas, I wouldn't have had a problem with that. In fact, I would have been looking forward to it. But
well, hopefully we get Charlotte by WrestleMania time, right?
Either that or Becky Lynch or Sasha Banks on the main roster.
I think they're going to kind of hold Becky Lynch down to NXT for a little while until they build up their NXT Divas roster a little more.
Yeah. But anyway, even Carmella. But anyway, it was a clean sweep by Natalya's team. They all eliminated. It came down to Paige being the last person on her team, and Naomi's the one who gets the pin on her. I don't know if I agree with that.
Total Divas Club. You didn't realize that, Billy?
Yeah. So Natalya, Naomi, Emma, and Alicia Fox get the
Miller.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody else saw the part where one of the girls kicked Natalya, and then she just grabs a hold and gives kind of a sloppy German to him.
Oh yeah, well I think she was pissed because they dropped like Natalya on her head or something like that. And she's like, "Well, forget this. Let me drop you on your head."
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I think that was a receipt.
Yeah, so yeah, you stiff me, I'm going to stiff you, and that's pretty much what happened with that one. But talking about a crazy, out of control match, how about Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt? This was indeed.
Did you expect any different?
Well, yeah, you do have a point. You do have a point.
And
but
of course, we're not going to get our clean finish with these two. That's never going to happen.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and by the way, Cartman, we do know that you're back on. I can see you on there. But anyway, we're just not seeing your camera on there. But anyway, if you guys remember the scenario with Bray Wyatt and John Cena at WrestleMania, when Bray Wyatt, John Cena had the chair and Bray Wyatt was just begging him, "Go ahead and hit me with it," and John Cena decided not to do it. They tried to do that same scenario with Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt saying, "Go ahead, you're not like them. Go ahead." And it looked like at first it was going to be the same route, but then again, it's Dean Ambrose, the lunatic fringe. What else are you going to expect him? But yeah, he doesn't care about winning the match. He just cares about beating somebody up, and that's exactly what he did, Lance, especially after the match. I mean, that was just some crazy stuff after that.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing he didn't use is barbed wire, pretty much.
Yeah, then again, that would have been full-on CZW right there, to be honest. Anyway, he buried him in chairs, put him through a table, and then we thought he was going to do something off the ladder. Everybody thought he was going to do something off the ladder, but what he does, he just climbs up the ladder, and then they hit his music, and then boom, done.
They're selling the next pay-per-view with the TLC match.
For him to come off the ladder for TLC.
Yeah, you know what though, guys? I know that that's a sign for TLC, but I'm telling you, I really want to see something else. I don't want to see a TLC match between these guys. I want to see a last man standing match with these guys.
But they already announced it. In fact,
well, I know they announced it, but I'm just saying personally as a fan, what would you guys rather see, a last man standing or TLC?
Last man.
Last man standing.
Well, the thing is, for me, is how can you have a TLC? I know they did a couple years ago with the Shield, but how can you have a TLC match without a title being on the line? Because what's the point of the ladder if you have no title to climb and grab? So I know they did that with the Shield a couple years ago and just did the pinfall, but I would much rather see a title be on the line.
Exactly.
I think is it either Sunday or last night? I figured what they could hoist above the ring. Somehow, Ambrose gets the lantern and puts it up there.
The light.
Yeah.
The lantern. I can see that happening. I can see that happening. The lantern being so symbolic of Bray Wyatt's character and whatnot. I can see them possibly going the route of having Ambrose jack the lantern of Bray Wyatt, and he holds it up there, and first person up the ladder and grabs the lantern wins the match. I can see that. That's a feasible scenario to WWE. But yeah, pinfall is more than likely. But it was still a really good matchup out of there with Ambrose and Wyatt. Pretty much what we expected. What we did not expect is for WWE to put another lame match together. Just a lame duck, or in this case, a lame bunny. Backstage, apparently, Ambrose and the Bunny were trying to sort out some differences using the little action figures, and Slater Gator decided to come in and make a comment. Then they put a tag team challenge to Slater Gator. My only thankful wish about this one, Rick, is the fact that we did not see Mini Gator out there during the match, because I think that would have been just a burying of Hornswoggle out there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, this was another painful match. I hate to say it, with the exception of a few matches, which this was really a painful pay-per-view to watch, and this is just another sad match. Just sucked.
Yeah,
this was definitely a piss break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why have this on a pay-per-view? Why not have this on like a Monday Night Raw? Why not have it on a main event? Why waste everybody's time?
Because if we looked at the card itself was very weak, with the exception of the few main matches. It was a weak card.
Oh yeah.
It's essentially filler, and WWE has to get their comedy match in every time, and I think right now the Miz and Mizdow is enough comedy for the card. Ultimately, this Adam Rose and Bunny thing, I mean, it's just another character who thinks that he's God, to his little followers. I guess it's kind of building up the Adam Rose turn, which I think was necessary for his character, being as though the party animal is kind of getting stale. But yes, it was god awful, and hopefully we see the Rabbit, the Rabbit versus Adam Rose, and we get a finish to this feud here pretty soon.
As far as getting stale, I don't think it ever really had flavor to begin with. It's been stale when it first came out of the package.
Well, maybe the first 1 or 2 times you saw the bunny, you're like, oh, cool, a bunny, yeah, but it's
hey, it's a bunny,
right?
Bunny mania, brother. Anyway, the Divas Championship match.
But before you get to that, before we had that match, we had a Roman Reigns interview. What did y'all think of that? Apparently, Roman Reigns has been forced to have acting lessons during his time off. You think he showed a little more charisma? He was a little pumped up. I've never seen Roman Reigns that pumped up before.
He said the same thing he's been saying. Well, what's your future for that? When you're coming back, it's the same thing. It's just like
I was a little more excited this time because usually he was just kind of laid back and just kind of saying it like this, and now he had a little pep in his step, So at least they got him to do a little enthusiasm, So he should be back next month. We'll see what kind of comes about of that if they still plan on him winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he even reveals that in his promo, the time frame of when he was going to be back in a month, and I think that's one of the things that really got fans excited is that we'll get Roman Reigns back in 1 month, and Roman Reigns is indeed a really good talent for WWE, and when they lost him right on before the heels of SummerSlam, that was my opinion. Yeah, that was a major blow to lose them because they had already lost Daniel Bryan right after WrestleMania, and now they're going to lose Roman Reigns right after SummerSlam. But thankfully, it wasn't as serious as a lot of people thought, and he's going to be back next month. But and to see what kind of form he'll be in, I'm really interested to see just what kind of shape he would be in. But let's go to the Divas Championship match, Cartman.
By the way, my computer decided to want to lock me out.
What's to talk about, really, huh?
HLA! HLA!
Oh, God, no.
Yeah,
fans.
Well, we can describe the match like this, if we can call it a match.
Talent is not sexually transmitted, Billy.
Yeah, we learned that on Monday Night Raw. Bree plants one on AJ.
Giggity go.
And then Nikki hits the rack attack. And I don't know. I don't know how to call this. Rick, I don't know how to describe this, man. But wow,
I think Cartman just said it word, giddy goo, and that was it. I can't use it in his personal, voice, but I think that works.
Giggity go.
Yeah.
I wonder if CM Punk and Daniel Bryan took advantage of that later on in the night.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to join a swingers club.
Probably.
I need a Tylenol now for some reason. Anyway, where's the BC headache powder when I need it? But finally we have Team Cena versus Team Authority, the matchup everybody's been waiting to see. First off, I'm going to say this about the new music of Eric Rowan. Way to make it really creepy, WWE. It kind of sounds like he's playing a kid's xylophone at certain parts during his entrance, and I thought that was just really kind of out there for Eric Rowan. But then again, Eric Rowan's character seems to be out there. A couple of things to talk about. First off, Big Show knocks out Mark Henry in about the first 7 seconds in the matchup. Who did Mark Henry piss off to have that happen to him?
Catering.
Probably. More than likely. But man, I kind of figured we would get a lot of eliminations, and we did. First off, like I said, Big Show hits the knockout punch of Mark Henry. Second one, after a curb stomp by Seth Rollins, Rusev hits a super kick to get Ryback. Third one, Rusev misses a splash on the announce table. It was the Spanish announce table too, so rest in peace, Spanish announce table.
Is it every pay-per-view?
Rusev, they got to keep it clean and count them out, right?
Yeah.
Keep the undefeated streak going.
Harper hits the spinning lariat on Rowan for that elimination. Then Big Show turns on Team Cena and knocks out John Cena, walks out on the match, and then probably something that nobody saw coming, Lance, was the fact that John Cena gets eliminated. I don't think anybody saw that part coming.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing that nobody saw coming happens later in the night.
Oh yeah, definitely. For once, the IWC rumors actually come true.
Right.
Yeah, but we'll get to that point when we talk about it. The next, it's Dolph Ziggler. He's left all on his own against Kane, Harper, and Rollins. First off, Dolph hits the zigzag on Kane to eliminate him, and then Dolph rolls up Luke Harper, and then it's just left to be Dolph and Rollins, and then the referees just kept getting beaten up by Triple H, and Triple H would then hit the pedigree, Rollins on top of Dolph. Out comes Scott Armstrong, the paid referee of the Authority, and then the moment that everybody is talking about, something that wrestling fans thought we would never see, finally happens, and it's the fact that Sting in a WWE arena, Sting in a WWE ring, Sting hitting the Scorpion Death Drop on Triple H, rolls Dolph on top of Rollins. The referee revives miraculously and then counts out Seth Rollins. Therefore, Team Cena wins. And I gotta say, if you're a wrestling fan and you're afraid to tell anyone that you did not mark out for Sting's appearance at Survivor Series, Nick, then, in my opinion, you're not a real wrestling fan.
I definitely agree. It was great seeing Sting on the show. I wish he had done it sooner because, I mean, he does look like he is 54 or whatever he is. But I think they possibly planted the seeds for a Triple H versus Sting at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mentioned it last night. It would actually be see Sting in WrestleMania. A lot of people, myself included, really seems like a really good match.
Rick, did you think at all that the rumors that were going all over the IWC actually had weight? Did you ever think that we would actually see Sting at Survivor Series?
I heard the two rumors that Sting or Randy Orton was going to show up, and the one that I heard that had a little bit of weight was Sting, was with the Jim Ross that kind of said, "Oh, Sting rumors are leaking. Could it be true?" And I'm like, it kind of was sitting in the back of my head. I'm like, you know what? It's probably gonna be Randy Orton. I'm like, maybe he'll show up afterwards. And then when I heard the crow cawing in the background, I'm like, that's Sting. Holy shit! It didn't even have to flash over, and Ms. Jack shit looked over. She's like, who? I'm like, that's Sting. And then it came out. I'm like, oh my god! I started marking out like a motherfucker.
True wrestling fans and wrestling enthusiasts everywhere, including everyone on this review and yours truly, we're not ashamed to say that we marked out at the appearance of Sting because, again, this is something we never thought we would see. In fact, at one point in Sting's career, it was something that he even said that at one point he would never even work. Yeah, he would never work in the WWE. He never agreed with the direction Vince McMahon was taking it, but
it's never going to happen again, Billy, because really he's the last of the WCW crop, that wouldn't maybe come to WWE. So I don't think we're ever going to see that again, really.
Yeah, but again, like I said, it's probably one of the most talked about moments of the year right now for WWE was the appearance of Sting in WWE. But anyway, on that note, guys and gals, it's time to go to Facebook fan reviews. Whenever I cover a show, whether it be a pay-per-view or a show on TV, we'll always go to you guys, so that way you guys will actually have a voice. And quite a lot of you had had some things to say about Survivor Series over on the Facebook page. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, from David Martinez Jr. He says, "Hell yeah, he's back. Sting, Undertaker, and Hulk Hogan are three of my favorite wrestlers. I grew up watching them with my family." So kudos to David for that. Keith Smith said, "I was surprised Sting showed up at Survivor Series. I thought it'd be Randy Orton that was going to show up." So it just kind of goes to the rumors, Randy Orton, Sting, which way was going to go, and it went Sting. Chris Chops Gibson said Sting versus Triple H for WrestleMania. Jesus Robello said, "I am happy to see my hero back on TV again." Iki Donna Wioga, that's his name. I'm not even going to say anything. Dolph Ziggler, he was here to show the world. Yeah, that's another thing a lot of people are putting emphasis on is the fact that John Cena didn't get the finish. It was Dolph Ziggler. A lot of people are expecting that, since it's Team Cena, that it was going to be John Cena was the one that was going to be the finish. It was going to be John Cena at the end celebrating, hearing John Cena's music, but it was not. It was Dolph Ziggler.
Look out for the Cena turn. I think he might be in cahoots with the Authority.
Sergio Lopez says, "Wow, Sting is one of the best." Lancelot Gatamashin Melanev, forgive me if I mispronounced the name. This will bring Triple H back to the ring again, and a lot of people are probably thinking the exact same thing. Yeah. Christopher Walker says, "The biggest moment of all time, it must be Sting debuts at Survivor Series like I thought it would happen. Never thought I would see him in the WWE. A great moment in WWE history." And Christopher, definitely everyone on this review agrees with you. It is definitely a great moment in WWE history. An old friend of ours, Gel Vanderdriesch, apparently always likes me to say his name like that, even though I'm probably not good saying it right, says, "Great to see that the wait is over. This is definitely a road to WrestleMania foreshadowing. Either Sting gets his match with The Undertaker after Survivor Series, or the WWE has a backup plan with Sting taking on Triple H. Well played, WWE. Well played." And you know what, Jill? I think WWE will more than likely go with the backup plan. Robert Jones says, "I can't wait to see Damien Sting now."
Oh, God.
That's a good one, Robert. I'll give you that one. Aaron Jackson said, "Simply epic." Joshua Best said, "Awesome." And he wanted me to try to do it as The Miz, but I can't. Michael Vincent Price said, "It was epic on the way the Authority lost." David Richard said, says, "Big Show needs to his A-double crooked letter wiped for what he did to Cena." Janie Wolflob Bus Francis said, "Dang, I couldn't see it." Well, we feel bad for you then, because you really missed out on a good show. Leo Gross said, Now that has to be the biggest Survivor Series and WWE moment of all time. I have to admit,
losing at Mania.
Yeah, I have to admit that has to be a WrestleMania moment, but at the biggest and second longest running pay-per-view in WWE history, a huge moment for WWE. And again, like we already said, you definitely have to agree with that. And our final comment comes from Michael Vincetti Garcia, calling this the greatest Survivor Series ever. And to a point, if Sting hadn't have showed up, then the show probably wouldn't have carried much weight, in my opinion. As you guys can tell, now we're going to overall scores and our picks for best and worst match of Survivor Series. I gotta say, the appearance of Sting really helped. There were several factors. One, it was the appearance of Sting. And two, a lot of people were expecting John Cena to be the one to get the finish in the Survivor Series match, when that did not happen, and it was actually Dolph Ziggler to get the finish. Three, I don't think anybody saw Big Show was going to turn. Nope, I didn't see it coming. I'm pretty sure none of you guys saw it coming. So
the way they kind of started
Eric Rowan was going to turn, if anybody.
Yeah, I gotta agree with what Nick just said right there. A lot of people are, even I, at one point, I was considering the fact that Harper and Rowan, they used to be a tag team. They used to be in the Y family. This stinks. I swear, but they didn't play that route. they didn't go that route.
Well,
You know,
plus because he was stalking Renee Young there for a little while, and that was kind of his character. But and all of a sudden they're kind of turning him into a baby face, which I'm curious to see how they're going to do that. I think he's going to be a comedy act before the end of next year.
My overall score on Survivor Series is definitely going to be a 3.75 out of 5. The full reason why I cannot give it a 4 is the fact that the worst match of the night is definitely the Total Divas Survivor Series Elimination Tag match. I mean, it's like, there's only so much, in my opinion, there's only so much that Natalya and Paige and Naomi can do when you're in the ring surrounded with possibly people that should still be in NXT honing their craft and people in NXT who should be up on the main roster, in my opinion. There's only so much they can do. But I'm going to give Team Cena versus Team Authority an honorable mention for best match of the night. But my official one is actually going to be Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, because that was not only a really well-worked match. I like the post-match activity. The attack on by Dean Ambrose on Bray Wyatt. I actually thought that was really good. If WWE could have taken it a little step further and had him leap off the ladder, that would have been cool. But as probably said earlier in the review, they're probably going to be saving that for TLC. So just to whet everyone's appetite. And WWE really does have a subtle way of setting up matches. Don't you think they did that with Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt? So officially, my score is a 3.75 out of 5. Rick, let's go to Rick next. Get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match of Survivor Series. Rick?
Again, I think we all are in agreement that the main event match, especially the appearance of Sting, was the highlight of the night, the main event of the night. As far as everything else, the Dean Ambrose Bray Wyatt match definitely was the second of the night. Everything else, the tag team match was okay, but I can't really say the pay-per-view. Everything else was just, nothing I can really say was really anything to write home about. I'll say just on the main event alone and Dean Ambrose match, I'll give it a 3.5, honestly.
All right, let's go to Lance next. Get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match of Survivor Series. Lance?
Overall, 3.5. Best match has to be the main event Survivor Series. It sucked me in. Which, to me personally, I don't know about the rest of y'all, I don't get sucked into matches that often anymore. And worst match, I hate to say the second pre-show match, because I thought it was a replay from SmackDown.
Yeah, you can see it like that. Up next, let's go to Cartman. Get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match of Survivor Series.
Best match, same thing as everyone else. The main event, hands down, match was best match of the night. Really no competition. Like you said, WWE does have a really subtle way of setting up matches. Like the way they set up the match at TLC with Wyatt and Ambrose. But yeah, it's good to see that who's gonna go up. Worst match, the Total Divas Survivor match. Why? Why? No. Half of them should be with the company. They have no talent whatsoever.
Yeah. Yep. And finally, guys, we're going to go to Nick, get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match of Survivor Series. Nick?
I'm going to be in agreement with you guys. I think it was pretty good as far as the highlights of the night. Definitely thought the main event and the emergence of Sting was definitely one of the highlights of the night. One of the highlights that you guys didn't mention was the fact that AJ Lee and Bree also assist. I thought that was definitely one of the highlights for me throughout the night.
That's the reason why James isn't on the review for this. That's probably why.
He's all hot.
I said again, giggity, giggity, go.
Giggity, 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 goo. Yes, indeed. But for me, probably the worst match of the night was Adam Rose and the Bunny against Slater Gator.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Yeah. See, that's how memorable it was. Nobody remembered about it. And I got my nose staring at me right in the face, too. But anyway,
I'm
guys.
say, why do they have a rabbit, goat or sheep, whatever it is, performing in the same pay-per-view? We don't need multiple format at all.
Anyway, guys and gals, on that note, what we want to know now from you guys out there, yes, you guys watching us right now, the viewers and subscribers of WGS-TV, your thoughts on Survivor Series this year. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match of Survivor Series this year? Your thoughts on the appearance of Sting in a WWE arena. We definitely want to know what you guys have to say. Be sure you put your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Rick, where can fans check you out on HWR?
Of course, they can always check me out on my Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And anytime you want to check out any of our shows, check us out on YouTube, Dailymotion, and now you can catch a ride over on SoundCloud. Just look up the name HWR Show.
Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
Guitar reviews, album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, some rants, some redneck gourmet cooking videos. I think I hadn't said that. And also, at the beginning of the next year, I will be putting up the stored episodes of controversies and scandals from Hardcore Wrestling Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Fouquier is on Sports Entertainment Tonight. Tell everyone a little bit more about Sports Entertainment Tonight, Nick.
Sports Entertainment Tonight, which is on AOC and YouTube, you will see me and my co-host Mark. We are two smarts. We know kind of a lot about the wrestling business. We talk also about Mid-South Extreme and Gulf South Wrestling. And ultimately, we just have two brilliant wrestling minds that bring it every week on the daily. So that's what's up, Billy.
I'm sure you check them out, guys. Again, that's on the KDN Open channel every Wednesday live and on youtube.com/AOC Lafayette. And Cartman normally has his own YouTube channel, but you are taking a complete hiatus from YouTube right now, right, Cartman?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, anyway, also don't forget to follow me.
I'm doing him. That was my Cartman voice. I'm sorry.
Bad. You go home, you're bad.
Okay,
anyway, guys,
you should be ashamed.
Anyway, guys and gals, don't forget to follow me on the Facebook page, facebook.com/WGS-TV, and don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFX TV Network if you haven't already. So for the hardcore host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, Rick Kidd, the incomparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV, the man from South Park, simply known as Cartman, and our special guest, Nick Fouquier from Sports Entertainment Tonight, I'm the Wrestle Gamer. Don't be Billy Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching.